Episode 14.
Oh, jeez.
I know, eh?
Woo!
We're going to run out of things to say at the intro, eh?
Yeah, I doubt it.
All right. Well, I'm Eddie. As usual, I'm joined by...
Bobby.
And this week's special guest, Jimmy.
Lord Potter.
Lord Potter. So, we've got a really great matchup this week, but first... We're going to do our usual spiel on how this whole thing works in case you're stumbling upon these videos for the first time.
Stumbling and stumbling.
Stumbling and stumbling and stumbling.
You got it. Whatever.
So here's how they work. We take each artist's top 5 on Spotify. We match up song 1 versus song 1, song 2 versus song 2, and so on until we have 5 matchups. The 3 panelists will then vote on which song they like better to determine the point for that song. We do this for 5 songs, with the first band to win 3 points declared the winner and moving on in the tournament. We have provided links for all the songs below involved in the competition, so we encourage you to pause the video and play along. For bracket information and past matchups, please visit www.bandfights.com. Okay, so today we've got Dio, Ronnie James Dio versus Jane's Addiction. Now this is, honestly, my initial take on this is I feel really bad for Jane's Addiction because
of addicts.
Yeah. No, because Dio's a beast. Like most bands get a Spotify assassination. Dio, you just know that the cream of his catalog is going to rise to the top.
And I'm a huge Dio fan, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I'm influenced with my singing and all that stuff, but they're both heavy, but they're both different times. So,
for sure.
Dio's very your classic metal and 80s.
Yeah.
Jane's Addiction's more of like a 90s band. So,
well, yeah,
I don't know.
They're the grunge band before grunge existed.
Like aside from, your typical Dio hits, I don't know. We could be surprised here. Jane's Addiction could.
Oh, I'm not going to be
right
surprised. I know Jane's Addiction songs. I love them. It's just I don't know if they're going to be able to. Like Dio's amazing.
Dio is God.
Yeah, he
I learned that the other day. That Dio means God.
Oh,
I
so
didn't know that.
you were actually.
I'm serious.
You're
I
actually
just learned
saying,
that.
What,
I didn't even know.
language is that in?
Italian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
No.
That is pretty cool.
All right.
New
Well,
partner at work. He's Italian.
Wow.
And I was.
And he calls you Dio Potter.
what?
And he was explaining to me that Dio means God.
Yes.
All right. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So for song 1 for Jane's Addiction, it's Jane Says, and for Dio
says
Holy Diver.
Oh my gosh.
I know, eh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Ride the tiger.
Ride the Tiger.
What's the Jane's Addiction song?
Jane Says.
Oh, Jane's. That's a good tune.
All right. Well,
All right.
like I said, I feel bad for Jane's Addiction because Holy Diver, that song is so amazing. You think, man, I really love Holy Diver, and then you listen to it and go, yeah, it's one of the great songs. Ronnie James Dio is one of the great vocalists, like heavy metal rock vocalists ever. Like, he's amazing. And that's a great song. Unfortunately, Jane Says is a great song too, but it can't even come close to Holy Diver. So for me, Holy Diver. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Jane's Addiction, I was never a big fan of grunge or pretty much any '90s.
Even though you're wearing plaid now.
Any '90s music. I'm a lumberjack.
Yeah, it's not plaid.
Pretty
It's
much
lumber.
any '90s grunge or anything like that, unless it's like Pantera, like some good rock did come out of the '90s that went against the grain of what was going on.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
made, White Zombie, but Jane's Addiction, they're really good for the time they were around.
Yeah.
But you got Dio. Dio is God.
Yeah.
Dio is, I don't know. There's no words to explain how
Yeah.
good Dio is.
He
He was this tall, and he was this big though.
Yeah,
he was just so
it's
good.
powerful.
Just so good,
It's,
right?
Oh yeah,
Like-
like he was a stick of dynamite. Like
Yeah.
he was. Yeah, he's amazing, and
Yep.
yeah. So I take it you're voting for Holy Diver.
It's Holy Diver
Yeah.
over Jane Says. Even
Yeah.
though Jane Says is a great song, I do like it out of, I don't like much of
Yeah.
that era, but it's a great song. But Holy Diver is definitely,
It's an all timer. It's amazing.
yeah.
And Dio is he's a buzzsaw. He's gonna chop his way through this tournament. Go ahead.
You know what? Anybody that claims they ride the tiger, who rides a tiger?
The lyrics in that song are so great. It's like
Like, I'm telling you. Even Dio's band, you've got Carmen Apiece, which he took from Sabbath, right? You got Jimmy Bain, a young Vivian Campbell, which was on fire. Like, oh my God, they were like just firing on all cylinders. I love it. Jane Says Dio is God. The Holy Diver for me.
Well,
Jane Says Holy Diver
like
wins.
that. Even the lyrics in Holy Diver. Like that one lyric when he's like, "Ride the tiger," and then that jump. Like I wait for that. Like I wait the whole song for that. It's the different like things he throws in the lyrics there. It's so catchy.
And it's that gallop, like you were saying.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
it's
gallop. The gallop follows the opening. Right?
Yeah.
It's all mystic.
Yeah.
The wind. You hear the wind.
Yeah,
you hear
like
the-
like that
It's-
opening is so.
and then it
it's
just
so,
kicks you in the ass.
It's
just
so long.
dun, dun, dun.
If Holy Diver didn't pay off, that intro would be annoying as shit. But it is.
It took a while to get there.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter though. Like the song
As soon as
is
the
so.
gate opens,
Yeah.
it's worth the wait.
Yeah, the song
Yeah,
is so
yeah.
good it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, Holy Diver, Dio is up 1-0. Jane's Addiction, they got their work cut out for them. So we're moving on to song 2. And it doesn't get any easier for Jane's
What's that gonna be,
Addiction.
eh? Ooh, it's a
Rainbow in the Dark for Dio, and Coming Down the Mountain, which is my favorite Jane's Addiction song, but Rainbow in the Dark it's like if Holy Diver's 1A, this is like 1A slightly less.
I know Rainbow in the Dark.
Yeah, so
Going Down the Mountain, I don't recognize
It's
the
a- it's-
name,
it's a
but I
great
might
song.
recognize the song.
no, it's a great song. So we'll take a listen to that. All right, Jane's Addiction against Dio, and this was a little spicier of a meatball for me. But yeah, well, Bobby, you go first.
Well, you know what? When Coming Down the Mountain, which I just looked up here,
When she comes.
was initially recorded in 1986 and featured on the soundtrack to the film Dudes, which I've never seen, starring John Cryer, which I think is in
He was in 2.5 Men.
2.5 Men.
Yeah.
But anyways, when that song came on, though, we were all kind of...
Yeah, it's a good song.
So it's definitely a punchy song. Unfortunately, they came across Dio. And when you can make keyboards sound real cool, you're onto a good thing. So Rainbow in the Dark for me, like hands down.
Lord Potter?
Best rainbows are in the dark. I don't know. If you can make a rainbow in the dark, you got something going. No, Rainbow in the Dark is definitely stronger of the two songs.
Yeah.
I'd say stronger of the two bands. is the author of Rainbow in the Dark. Yeah, I go with the
All right, my vote doesn't matter.
with God of Dio.
Coming Down the Mountain, I love that. I really do love that song. It's definitely my favorite Jane's Addiction song. However, Rainbow in the Dark is it's amazing. Like, it's an amazing song. It's, like I said, it's like half a notch below Holy Diver. And Holy Diver's like, that's the pinnacle of the mountain. So
I've got a question for you real quick before you decide. Rainbow in the Dark
yeah,
Is
or
that like staying
Burn
in
in
the closet?
Hell?
Burn in Hell.
Okay.
Like,
I just wanted to ask.
no, you can keep asking that question, and I hope you do every episode. The answer is going to be Burn in Hell every time. So,
Of course, we're talking about Burn in Hell by Twisted
but
Sister,
of course,
which you founded on the show.
absolutely. It's the first time I ever heard it was when we were doing this show. When we do a top 5 of the top revelations from this tournament, you already know my number one. So, but anyway, yeah, this is again, Dio's amazing. So we're gonna move on to song 3, and for Jane's Addiction, another great song. It's really unfortunate that they're up against Dio. Been Caught Stealing, which is a great song.
Yeah.
Against my personal favorite Dio song, Last in Line.
Oh, after you hear it, you might have a change of heart.
No, I've heard both songs. Well, but I'm not saying Jane, but that's my favorite Dio song. All right, Dio's up 2-0. Let's see if Jane's Addiction can make a big comeback here against Last in Line. Go ahead, Potter. You can go ahead and pick
Okay.
Dio.
Yeah. Well,
Explain why Dio's awesome.
Been Caught Stealing. It's a great song. It's got a good beat to it. It's
It's
just good. It's got a good riff to it. It's got a lot of energy.
It's an
to it.
iconic alternative
Yeah,
song.
it's got good energy.
Yep.
Last in Line starts off easy. It's nice, calm,
Well, we already know
and then
what
just
you-
melts your face. Dio has stolen this competition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, sorry, he didn't steal it. It was already his, anyways.
Yeah, he did.
There you go.
He walked in the door.
It
it
should
was
just be
his.
called Dio.
Go ahead, Bobby. Explain why Dio is awesome.
Well, you know what? That is probably like Been Caught Stealing is Jane's Addiction's.
That's their
was-
signature
it was-
song.
it was a good
you,
song. It's-
You don't get any higher than that
It's
for,
a good
for
song.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they met the god of metal, the god of vocals, the god of everything rock and roll.
And
You
it's-
get everything with Last in
But
Line.
that-
You get a slow beginning, which just drags you into that line that he just belts out,
Why'd
and
you
the
stop
bass
the
line.
punch? Follow through.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
not the first time, but Last in Line for me.
Yeah, I really Jane's Addiction. They're a great band. They got their spot in rock and roll history. But Last in Line is. I said Holy Diver was a perfect song, and then Rainbow in the Dark is a perfect song in a different way. Last in Line is better than both of those songs. It's so dynamic. Like it's like we've already said. It starts slow and Dio's voice is different. He's singing clean, and singing clean. The guy, he could have been a Broadway singer with
Well, it shows
his chops.
It shows his versatility, like
But-
what he can do.
But that song isn't just Dio. Like musically, like the way it kicks in, there's a synth over when it kicks in. Like he hits that note and it's like they're hitting that synth and it's just like perfect. And then the chorus, like every part of that song works. It works perfectly. So I'm gonna have to go for Jane's Addiction. No, I'm just kidding. It has to be
That's it,
Dio.
get the fuck out.
It has to be Dio. Like I wouldn't be honest. I do want to give Jane's Addiction some respect, but
They're a good band. They wouldn't
Yeah,
have been.
I can't honestly say pick their songs over any of those 3 songs.
I'm going to be very interested with your passionate take on Dio. I'm going to be very interested if it ever came down to Dio and AC/DC. Because you, based on what you're saying, you cannot, like, Dio is perfection at this point. And I know how big of an AC/DC fan you are.
I am a huge AC/DC fan.
So you go perfection to...
But if
Depends on
other
the songs.
perfection, yeah, it's all gonna, and that's the great thing about this tournament. Like,
exactly.
you can have a band like Metallica that can lose just based on not picking their best songs against another great band who does have their best songs up there. And for Dio, like, we've seen Spotify assassinations in this tournament.
Yep.
Like bands where you go, like the Scorpions, there's no reason they shouldn't have advanced, but you pick the wrong songs and they're up against the way they match up.
Who were they against?
They were up against Jefferson Airplane.
Jefferson Airplane. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you love Jefferson Airplane though.
Well,
White Rabbit.
they got a couple songs.
I actually
Yeah.
mentioned you. in
White
the
Rabbit.
episode.
Yeah.
You would have played White
Yeah.
Rabbit.
It was a good tune.
Yeah,
it's a good tune.
Of course,
Yeah.
I love that song.
And we made it heavy though.
Oh,
That's what made it good.
that's what we did to every song.
Yeah.
So,
Heavy.
all right, Dio's moving on in the tournament. Surprisingly, I thought that Jane's Addiction would take them out, but no, they somehow managed to take every single vote so far. So let's go on and see if they can pull off the Elvis sweep.
Yes.
So for song 4,
We rock.
Just Because by Jane's
Rock's a good
Addiction
song.
and We Rock for Dio.
Like, I can already hear the snare. Such a good tune.
All right, Dio's already moved on. Dio's already up 3-0. So now it's just a chance for him to dance on the corpse.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that was pretty dark.
Paint a dark picture.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got to bring it back down after the last episode where I continuously mentioned Buddy Holly dying.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm pretty sure both these guys are dead, correct?
Well,
Jane's Addiction.
Dio is Jane's Addiction.
Pretty sure. I think it was an overdose.
Oh, really?
I think so.
That's sad. Well, let's see if we can kill him again. And
Oh,
we
jeez.
already did. So, yeah, let's see. I guess we're gonna see if Jane's Addiction can somehow get a vote out of Dio here, because Dio is a buzzsaw. So go ahead, Bobby. You can vote first.
You know, with me, the Jane's Addiction stuff is really catchy. Like, it's enough to kind of keep you engaged, but you're up against Dio. Like, We Rock is like just a steam train, just barreling over whatever is in its way. So it's Dio for me all the way through.
Yeah, I'll go next. I mean, just because, like Jimmy was saying, as soon as it came on, I recognized it, and I did too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good song. It's a really good.
Talking about Jane's Addiction?
Yeah.
The Just Because?
Yeah, just because. But yeah, like Bobby said, like last in line as all these dynamics, We Rock is just, it's a freight train. It runs you right over.
Yeah.
I want to give Jane's Addiction a vote just because.
Oh, just because.
Just because.
Just because.
But I can't because I wouldn't be honest if I said I enjoyed that more than We Rock. I enjoyed it, but We Rock is a better song in my opinion. So I gotta vote for We Rock. Jimmy? All right.
Enough said.
That's enough said. All right, let's move on to song 5. Song 5. Let's see if somehow Jane's Addiction can stop
Don't talk to strangers.
Wow.
Ronnie James Dio. So, ironically, the song "Stop" and "Don't Talk to Strangers" for Dio. Yeah, this is a tough one. All right, here we are. Let's see. If
Wow.
somehow Jane's Addiction can get a vote. Bobby, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? Not the strongest of Dio songs, Don't Talk to Strangers. Still great because it's Dio. right? Stop is a little above me. Like I don't. It's very busy. Like I'm sure somebody can appreciate it, and it's very like involved in different parts and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's too busy for me. It gives me anxiety. It really does. So even though Jane's Addiction once had two members that I don't know if you would recognize or even know that they were part of Jane's Addiction.
Who's that?
Duff McKagan
Yeah.
and Flea.
Yeah, I heard.
Really?
Yeah, I knew Flea was in there.
At what times, though?
Oh,
Very brief.
Yeah, they did.
Well,
they had
okay.
like a reunion, and Flea filled in.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't know about
still.
Duff. I think Duff was the same idea too.
Yeah,
They-
it was very brief. But anyways, I vote for Dio. Doesn't matter.
Jimmy, go ahead.
Don't Talk to Strangers is a great song. Stop. I didn't know that song was called Stop,
Yep.
but I do recognize the song. It is a good song. Out of the two, I think I'm going to give one to Jane's.
Yeah.
Just because it's, I don't know, like I like Don't Talk to Strangers. I hear it all the time because I listen to all
Yep.
this Boneyard. It's always on there.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. It's something about, if we're just going against these two songs, which we're supposed to do anyways.
Yep.
It's, yeah, I'm going to go to Stop. It's going to stop the show.
You're gonna stop. All right. Well,
Yeah, I know.
it's.
I know. It's blasphemy
Well, you know what is.
to go against.
Well, now my vote
God.
actually matters because is this
does.
going to be a 5-0 stomping, or is this just a pathetic
Just
4-1?
a footnote.
Yeah, just a footnote, just
Yeah.
a 4-1 win. Is this Elvis or is this Doobie Brothers?
Wow.
So, yeah, it's going to be Elvis. Don't Talk to Strangers is still a better song.
Yeah.
I again, all 5 Jane's Addiction songs I liked. If they were up against somebody else, they have a real good shot of moving on.
My
Against,
soft heart. That's the only reason why.
yeah, you're a big
I'm
softie.
a softie.
We all know that.
I'll just leave now.
Yeah, you're too soft. So, yeah, Don't Talk to Strangers for me. That song has the same. Yeah, you're right. It's not the strongest Dio song, but that still makes it a great song. like when
His
you're
voice is
comparing
great.
and it has the same type of dynamic as Last in Line, where it starts really slow and then it kicks in, but it doesn't have the same payoff as Last in Line.
Right.
But it's still a very good song. So, and Stop, I enjoy. It's a great song too.
It
But
was. It was
but
very
it's-
upbeat. It
yeah,
was, you know,
but it just
Yeah.
it's just not. If I'm being honest, Don't Talk to Strangers is a better song. So that gets my vote. So Dio getting the old curb stomper out and finishing off Jane's Addiction 5-0. It's been a while since we had a real
Yeah.
lopsided. We've had a lot of close matchups the last, probably the last 7 or 8 episodes.
Yeah.
And now it's a real beatdown,
That's yeah.
which is always. Sometimes it's fun to watch Mike Tyson just knock somebody out in 10 seconds. Yeah, I guess. Do you guys have anything else to add? We've piled the love on Dio.
Well, yeah, and it was a little embarrassing in a way that we were so Dio involved there. But
Think about those songs though.
yeah, I know, but I'm trying to think of like the bands that are moving on into the second round.
Oh yeah, no, as much as I love Dio's, he's formidable. Like he can take on all the bands that have gone, but you match those songs up right. It's
Yeah.
not like he can't lose with those. It's not like that lineup
Yeah,
of songs
but
is unbeatable.
Where I think Dio it might have his downfall is when those songs, even though they're great, come up against classic songs. Like when you get a Rainbow in the Dark against a classic song like, I don't know. Name me Rainbow in the Dark against Highway to Hell.
Yeah, it's
Rainbow in the Dark against Master of Puppets. Like
Well,
you just
you just brought up a sore.
yeah, I know. That won't happen
against
because
Panama
of you.
or something.
Right.
Or-
exactly.
or-
Like
yeah.
you take a song, and even though Rainbow in the Dark is so great, you
Yeah.
take it against a classic, and that's where I think
Yeah, but
you might be surprised.
Dio's
So-
strength is like he's not going to get Spotify assassinated. Like he doesn't have ballads that are going to sneak in to his top 5. Like these
No.
top 5, they're solid. Like even the weaker songs, they're going to pick off other bands' weaker songs.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, he's going to be he's got a 5-0, and Jane's Addiction's great. Like most of the bands we've evaluated in this thing, those 5 songs, they might win against at least half of them.
I don't know.
I-
I kind of
I-
disagree because Jane's Addiction's more like a 1 or maybe a 2-hit wonder, and
No,
after that you kind of just put up with them.
all
If
5 of
any
them.
of those other 3 songs were on the radio, you would be changing it.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, because I don't hear them that often. So I when I did get a chance to listen to them today, I enjoyed them.
It depends on who else is in the car.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, Jane's Addiction's a good. Like
Is
they're-
George in the car or is
Yeah.
Wendy in the car? That's what we need to know.
Wendy,
Keith
ri-
Urban in this.
Wendy rides in the back seat, so she can't get anywhere near the radio. For
And
those
she
that don't
should
know,
st-
Wendy's
and
my wife.
She should stay in the back seat.
yeah. She's upstairs doing dishes or
Well, there
laundry
you
or
go.
something. Well, anyway, I'm totally getting canceled. I hope you enjoyed our last 3 shows. It's funny. I've said all the politically incorrect things, and Potter has said nothing controversial at all. So
He's just shaking his head.
he's just shaking. Yeah, he's
my
like,
kids might be watching.
Yeah, my kids and my wife are going to be watching this, so
Okay, so let's close this episode out. So don't forget,
Smash that like button.
like, share, subscribe. If you have any comments about how awesome Dio is, we'd love to hear them. Ronnie James isn't around to see them himself, but we'll pass on the good. I'll pass on the good word when I get to hell in a few years after
you
this
go.
episode. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and next week's matchup. Next week's matchup, we got another great matchup where it's kind of a clash of 2 different worlds. We got In Excess taking on Neil Young. So this is going to be an interesting. See,
and I look at you just because
Potter's brain just melted. So, all right. So don't forget to check us out next week and do all that other stuff that I commanded you to do. And we'll see you next week on Band Fights.